So side lateral raise is perhaps the most important exercise for building your medial deltoids to get that really cap delt look, especially if you're a natural athlete. And I made a video about side lateral raises, and I got questions from a lot of people about what should they do if they can't do side lateral raises because it hurt. A lot of people out there have shoulder injuries, either from doing other things outside of weightlifting or from doing the same exercise of weightlifting over and over. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to do side lateral raises in a way that's helped a lot of people over the years who I've worked with do them pain-free. And I'm also going to show you 2 side lateral raise variant exercises that you can add to your routine. And moreover, I'm going to show you how to do it the naturally intense, high intensity way. So whether you have shoulder pain, had shoulder pain in the past, or don't have shoulder pain at all, and just want to get some high intensity exercises to add to your routine to make those shoulders grow, this is the video for you. Bear in mind, when most people hear high intensity training, they think that it's something for elite athletes, bodybuilders and such. And yes, I do train bodybuilders and elite athletes, but the majority of my clients over the years are regular men and women. And you might be surprised to know that quite a significant number of them are in their 60s, their 70s, and their 80s. I have long-term clients who've been training me for over 10 years, going into their 60s, 70s, 80s, and I've also trained clients in their 90s. So I know a thing or two about injury. And one of the important aspects of naturally intense, high training is making sure every single workout is different. Now, one of the main reasons is, of course, to facilitate muscle growth. Muscles get bigger and stronger when exposed to stimulation they're not accustomed to. And so by constantly changing the exercises, you're going to facilitate the adaptive response and make your muscles keep on getting bigger and stronger over time without having to worry about plateaus, and even more importantly, without overuse injuries. Bear in mind, the overwhelming number of injuries that people who train get is not coming from doing a particular exercise wrong or anything else. It's from doing the same exercise over and over. But what I've seen for myself at 50 years old and for my clients over the years is the fact that by having a huge variety of exercises every single time you train, not only drastically reduces the likelihood of overuse injuries, but also if someone has an injury, you have a huge selection of exercises you can try to find out what doesn't hurt. And that's the first thing we're talking about here. The first thing that you need to do is to make sure it doesn't hurt. When I work with someone who has an injury, especially a shoulder injury, is that I'll have them start with extremely lightweight, see how they feel with a particular movement, and then make some variations to find something that works. Because 99.9% of the times, you will find an exercise or a variation of an exercise that's going to not cause any pain whatsoever. And when you do, that's what you're going to use. And very often, some of those exercises may not be that conventional. So let's go straight into it. The first most important thing you have to think about is the idea of when you're doing any kind of side lateral exercise that you have to pull from your elbows. Not from your hands, not doing any kind of teacup movement. You pull straight from your elbows up. For a lot of people who I've worked with over the years, this alone allows them to do a side lateral raise without any problems whatsoever. By turning your hands as you come up, it can cause significant stress on your shoulder joint and aggravate any injuries you may actually have. And one of the best parts of doing a side lateral raise, pulling through your elbows as well, is the fact you have more leverage and you can use more weight. More weight means more stimulus to the muscles being worked, those medial deltoids, which means it can get bigger and stronger over time. With that being said, let's demonstrate the first exercise variation and then also show a naturally intense high-intensity version of it. So the next exercise I'm going to show you is not going to irritate your shoulders is this one. So you're holding on, bringing your feet far out, so you're leaning out. Now by doing that, you're not putting any kind of impingement on your shoulder whatsoever. So you find that people who have shoulder injuries can use this particular range of motion and not really feel much in terms of shoulder pain. And again, what's really important is that you always try it first. If it hurts, you stop. And here's how we're going to do it, naturally intense style. So like the first exercise, you can use a lot of weight because you have a lot of leverage. And very important, don't be afraid to do partial repetitions when it starts getting hard and heavy. I'm going to go all out with this. I'm on the heavy side, but because I have the leverage, I can go heavy. And the more weight you can use, and more intensity you can use, the more overload you have, the more development you're going to get. Let's go. 1, 2,
Nice, Kev.
3, 4,
Good. 5.
Let's go. Come on, you got
6,
this.
7, 8,
That's it.
9,
That's it.
10. Done.
Come on, come on, come on.
Done.
So for this exercise, you're going to start here with your feet just about shoulder width apart, holding your dumbbells here. Now, slight bend in the elbows. So the whole idea is not to irritate your shoulder joint. And what you're going to do is small movement, small movement, small movement, small movement. Now, I'm lean enough whereby you can actually see the medial deltoid just starting to fire, but you're not going all the way up. Just like that. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. So let's show what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and hold. 1, 2, 3, all medial delts. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that last exercise, you'll also see my traps being activated as well as my medial deltoids. And a lot of people out there will say, well, that exercise is not going to help your medial deltoids because you're also using your traps. It can't be that effective. And bear in mind, it doesn't work that way. Our muscles do not get to their biggest size when trained in isolation. If that was the case, you could do some concentration curls and have massive biceps. When someone does a squat, it's a compound exercise using all the muscles of the legs and the hips. But no one ever says, well, I see your hamstrings firing and your glutes firing doing squats, so your quads aren't going to get anything. It doesn't work that way at all. In fact, if you really want to build your quads, you want to have an exercise that uses all those other muscles because it means you could use more weight, therefore creating more overload, therefore leading to more growth. And especially with an injury, if an exercise doesn't cause any pain but also recruits other muscles around it, go ahead and use it. Always, like I said before, try to find what doesn't hurt. Find the movements that don't hurt, and then you go all out with it. And also, very important, the movements I showed today are just a starting point as you want to keep on changing it as much as possible. So now you see this video about the other exercises you can do to really help build those delts. If you have a shoulder injury, make sure you also watch this video over here because it'll give you a lot more information as to how to build your shoulder. And I've always lived my life based on the tenet that to whom much is given, much is expected. And of course, you should always consult a physician before doing any new exercise, especially if you have any pain whatsoever. But hopefully this can put some tools in your arsenal that don't cause any pain and help you continue along on your path to excellence. So thanks so much for tuning in. Know that I believe in you. And as always, Excelsior.